You are capable of achieving anything if you believe in yourself. Confidence is built by conquering fear, that invisible enemy whispering doubts in your ear. It's impossible. You're not ready. What will others think? What if you fail? But fear is not invincible. Science has already uncovered effective ways to overcome it, and once you master them, you'll break through the barriers holding you back. Fear has deep roots, some inherited, others instilled through upbringing. We don't just inherit physical traits, we absorb societal beliefs, habits, and limitations passed down through generations. Social conditioning can implant both empowering and destructive beliefs. Understanding how our perception of the world is shaped allows us to break free from imposed fears and limitations. Among all fears, two are the most destructive: the fear of poverty and the fear of aging. People push themselves to exhaustion, terrified of financial insecurity, yet this very fear often leads to premature burnout. Many, by the time they reach middle age, begin to understand the true meaning of life, yet their fears and self-imposed constraints prevent them from realizing their full potential. Our thoughts shape our reality. Those who focus on negativity attract people with the same mindset, while those who seek the good in every situation surround themselves with like-minded optimists. Self-suggestion can be either your greatest ally or your worst enemy. Some doubt their abilities so much that they hesitate to take bold action, fearing criticism. Others, raised in poverty, see lack as a lifelong sentence rather than a challenge to overcome. Trapped by their own beliefs, they unknowingly sabotage their own success. Confidence is like a muscle. It strengthens with every challenge and weakens when left unused. Many who grow up in comfort, shielded from hardship, lose their inner resilience and drive. Meanwhile, those who have faced struggles from an early age often emerge stronger, more determined, and unstoppable. Many parents try to protect their children from difficulties, but hardship is not an obstacle. It's an advantage. It builds patience, endurance, and an unshakable will to win. Those who have had to fight their own battles are often the ones who succeed because they've learned to conquer their fears and believe in themselves. Confidence fuels the mind with positive energy. It helps you see opportunities where others see only obstacles. Belief in yourself is the key to success, and it's entirely in your hands. I firmly believe that success is the result of conscious effort, not luck, deception, or manipulation. It doesn't come from tricking friends, colleagues, or employers. I know that life will reward me in direct proportion to what I give, so I will treat others the way I wish to be treated. I refuse to waste my time chasing those who don't align with my values, and I will never disrespect my work, no matter how others behave. I will always strive for more because I am committed to success, and I know that success is the product of relentless determination and purposeful action. The power of belief. Unlocking your true potential. If you fill your mind with doubt and negativity, they will take root in your subconscious and become obstacles on your path to success. But if you focus your thoughts on self-belief, affirmation will strengthen that belief and help you overcome any challenge. Habits are formed through environment and repetition. They shape your actions the way a groove is etched into a record. Once it's there, your mind will follow that pattern automatically. The rule of self-confidence. Direct your thoughts and actions towards your desired goal until it becomes a habit that guides you effortlessly. Write down this principle. Repeat it daily until self-belief is deeply embedded in your subconscious. Think about how you learned to write, by practicing letters over and over until the process became second nature. Confidence works the same way, through consistent repetition and action. Any idea you reinforce repeatedly will eventually manifest in your actions. This lesson will help you understand the power of habit and how to use it to unlock your full potential. Your inner strength is waiting to be unleashed, and all you need to do is believe in yourself. Proof. That self-belief transforms lives in Louisville, Kentucky, there is a man named Lee Cook. Born without legs, he moves through life in a wheelchair. But that did not stop him from becoming a successful entrepreneur and achieving financial independence through his own determination. His story proves that self-belief can break any limitation. Meanwhile, on Fifth Avenue in New York City, a young man with a healthy body and a sound mind begs for spare change. His mind is just as capable as anyone else's, and he could rise to success like Lee Cook if only he believed in himself. Another extraordinary example is Milo Jones from Wisconsin. Paralyzed by a devastating illness, he lost all mobility, but not his ability to think. Lying in bed, he formed a clear goal to start a business producing pork sausages. With the help of his family and the power of his own mind, he built a thriving business and secured his financial future. His story is yet another testament to the fact that where the power of thought prevails, great achievements follow. Henry Ford became a millionaire not simply because of his technical skills, but because he believed in himself. The men working alongside him saw only their weekly paycheck, and that's all they ever received. If you want more from life, you must demand more from yourself first. Each of us holds hidden potential waiting to be unleashed under the right conditions. Just as a master violinist can draw a breathtaking melody from their instrument, the right stimulus can awaken your mind and propel you towards success. A life-changing moment. Sometimes turning points in life come unexpectedly. One evening in Chicago, a man walked into my office. He had lost everything and was on the verge of ending his own life. In desperation, he found my book on self-belief, and it sparked a glimmer of hope. I led him to a mirror and said, "The person you see before you is your only salvation." The power of self-belief. Unlocking your inner strength. If you allow doubt and negativity to take hold, they will settle into your subconscious and create barriers to success. But if you direct your mind towards self-belief, affirmation will strengthen that belief and empower you to overcome any obstacle. Habits are formed through environment and repetition. They shape your actions just like a groove on a record. Once it is carved, your mind will follow that pattern instinctively. The rule of self-confidence. Direct your thoughts and actions toward your goal until they become a habits one that will guide your behavior automatically. Write this principle down. Repeat it daily until self-belief becomes deeply embedded in your subconscious. Think about how you learned to write. You trace the same letters over and over until the process became second nature. Confidence is built the same ways through repetition and practice. Any idea you reinforce repeatedly will eventually shape your actions. This lesson will help you understand the power of habit and teach you how to use it for your personal growth. Your inner strength is waiting to be unleashed, and all it takes is for you to believe in yourself. Real-life proof that self-belief changes everything. In Louisville, Kentucky, there is a man named Lee Cook. Born without legs, he moves through life in a wheelchair. Yet that did not stop him from becoming a successful entrepreneur and achieving financial independence through his own determination. His story is proof that self-belief can shatter any limitation. Meanwhile, every day on Fifth Avenue in New York City, a young man with a healthy body and a sound mind sits begging for change. His mind is just as capable as anyone else's. He could achieve the same level of success as Lee Cook if only he believed in himself. Another extraordinary example is Milo Jones from Wisconsin. Paralyzed by a devastating illness, he lost all mobility, but not his ability to think. Lying in bed, he formed a clear vision: to start a business producing pork sausages. With the support of his family and the power of his mind, he built a thriving business and secured his financial future. His story is yet another testament to the fact that where the power of thought exists, great achievements follow. Henry Ford did not become a millionaire simply because of his technical skills. He became a millionaire because he believed in himself. The men working beside him focused only on their weekly paycheck, and that's all they ever received. If you want more from life, you must first demand more from yourself. Each of us holds untapped potential, waiting to be unleashed under the right circumstances. Just as a master violinist can draw a breathtaking melody from their instrument, the right stimulus can awaken your mind and propel you towards success. A defining moment that changed a life. Sometimes life's turning points arrive unexpectedly. One evening in Chicago, a man entered my office. He had lost everything and was on the verge of taking his own life. In desperation, he found my book on self-belief, and it sparked a glimmer of hope. I led him to a mirror and said, "The person you see in front of you is your only salvation." From that moment, something inside him shifted. He found a job, rebuilt his life, and eventually became a successful entrepreneur. A similar story happened to a teacher from Chicago. While filling out a questionnaire about her personality, she suddenly realized what had been holding her back from personal growth. She left teaching, moved to New York, started writing advertising copy, and became financially successful. No success is possible without self-belief. Fear and doubt paralyze potential, while confidence unlocks new horizons. Imagine if every child were taught to cultivate faith in themselves from an early age. The world would be an entirely different place. Above the desk where I write these words hangs a large sign. Every day, in every way, I am achieving greater success. One skeptic noticed it and asked me, "Do you really believe in this nonsense?" I replied, "Of course not." It simply helped me rise from working in a coal mine to finding my true path in life. This phrase has influenced thousands of people, planting a positive idea in their minds. How could I not believe in it? Before leaving, the man admitted, "Maybe there's something to this philosophy. After all, I've spent my whole life fearing failure, and failure has never left my side." Your thoughts shape your destiny. Your thoughts have the power to either lead you to poverty, failure, and disappointment, or to extraordinary success. If you demand success from yourself and back it up with smart, decisive action, victory is inevitable. But there's a difference between merely wishing for success and truly demanding it from yourself. Understand that distinction and use it to your advantage. Remember the biblical lesson about faith that moves mountains? Cultivate belief in yourself with that same conviction. Ignore the doubts of others. No one else will walk the path to your goals for you. Your strength lies within, and the most powerful way to unleash it is to believe in yourself. Know yourself. Believe in yourself. Know thyself. This wisdom has been passed down through centuries. A person who truly knows themselves understands that the words, "Every day, in every way, I am achieving greater success," are far from meaningless. I am not afraid to display them above my desk. And more importantly, I am not afraid to believe that this thought makes me more determined, confident, and persistent. The moment I discovered the power of self-belief, nearly 25 years ago, I first realized the immense power of believing in oneself. One evening, as I sat by the fireplace, I listened to adults debating capital and labor. I joined the conversation and shared my thoughts, basing them on the golden rule. One of the men turned to me and said, "Smart kid, if you keep learning, you'll leave your mark on the world." That moment changed everything. For the first time, someone told me I had the potential to achieve something great. His words stayed with me. The more I thought about them, the more I believed them to be true. Perhaps all of my achievements began in that single moment. Words, when spoken with conviction, can carry immense power. Master the art of believing in yourself. It will unlock a wellspring of strength that propels you toward the pinnacle of success. But remember, people will only believe in you once you believe in yourself. Your thoughts radiate outward, influencing those around you through the law of mental telepathy. However, there is a fine line between true confidence and arrogance. Self-belief is rooted in knowledge and experience, while arrogance is merely an illusion of self-importance. Fail to grasp this distinction, and you risk appearing eccentric or self-absorbed. Real confidence doesn't need words, it reveals itself in your actions. People will recognize it without grand declarations. Boasting repels opportunities while quiet self-assurance attracts them. Let your belief in yourself be a force demonstrated through action, not empty noise. Self-belief is knowledge. Know your strengths. Understand why you possess certain skills and how to apply them. Do not claim abilities you lack, for an educated mind will see through any pretense. If you truly absorb this lesson, these words may prove life-changing. Believe in yourself without proclaiming it. Simply let your actions speak for you. The never-ending chase for more human nature is defined by wanting what we don't have. From birth to death, we are driven by an insatiable desire for more. A child playing with toys always reaches for the one in someone else's hands. A woman follows the latest fashion trends, convinced that others are dressed better than she is. A businessman dreams of another million even when he already has more than enough. Frank Woolworth, standing in front of New York's Metropolitan Life Tower, once told himself, "I will build one even taller." And so, the Woolworth Building was born, a towering testament to humankind's relentless ambition to surpass what came before. A young boy selling newspapers on the street gazes at a businessman in a luxurious car and thinks, "If only I could own a Ford like that." Yet that same businessman sits in his office, dreaming of even greater wealth. The grass is always greener on the other side. We chase after more, often overlooking what we already have. This applies not only to material possessions, but also to personal relationships. We are always in pursuit of an ideal that remains just out of reach. Happiness seems so close, yet it always slips away. Is it possible to feel completely satisfied? Perhaps not, but we can learn to appreciate what we have and use it as a foundation for future growth. One desire inevitably leads to another. A woman buys a stylish hat only to realize she now needs a matching dress. Then come the shoes, the stockings, the gloves, the jewelry, and before she knows it, the expenses spiral far beyond what her husband ever imagined. A man dreams of owning a small house near the forest. He builds it, only to realize that without a garden and a well-kept lawn, the house feels incomplete. Next, he adds a fence, then a driveway. And if there's a driveway, why not buy a car? And, of course, a garage to store it. But soon the house feels too small. More rooms are needed. The Ford must be replaced with a Cadillac to accommodate guests more comfortably. And so, the cycle continues, an endless chain of wants that never end. A young man earns a good salary, enough to support his family. Then comes a promotion, an extra $1,000 a year. Does he save it? Not at all. Instead, he buys a new car, expands his porch, upgrades his wife's wardrobe, indulges in finer meals. His stomach suffers from excess, and his wallet from new expenses. Is he any wealthier by year's end? Of course not. The more we have, the more we crave. This is true for millionaires and for those with just a few thousand to their name. A young man falls in love, convinced he cannot live without her. Yet, once he wins her heart, he begins to question, is this really love? If he remains alone, he believes he has lost his chance at happiness. If he marries, he fears he's been trapped. And fate only laughs. Fool, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. At every crossroads, the demons of dissatisfaction lurk, mocking, "Go whichever way you wish, we will catch up with you regardless." In time, one loses their illusions and begins to realize true happiness does not exist in this world, and so begins the search for a door and escape to a world unknown. Surely beyond that threshold, harmony must exist. The quest for meaning. A weary heart turns to faith, hoping to find answers. But the trials have only begun. "Accept our beliefs and paradise awaits you after death," one sect proclaims. "Doubt us and you are doomed to hell," warns another. A soul desperate for truth hears conflicting voices and no longer knows whom to trust. It hesitates, searching for certainty, only to find that doubt is all that remains. The pursuit of happiness is an eternal chase without resolution. People move from one belief to another, seeking answers, until at last they join the great church the world calls the doomed. Their minds become nothing but a sea of questions. Where did we come from? Where are we going? The illusion of fulfillment. Life is an endless pursuit. What we desire most always seems within reach, but only in the future. Our capacity to want far exceeds our ability to have. And when we finally grasp what we longed for, it no longer holds the same allure. Fortunate is the woman who understands this truth, who makes her lover fear losing her. A beloved author seems like a genius until we meet him in person and realize he is only human. As Emerson once wrote, people cease to interest us when we see their limitations. The only true sin is limitation itself. From a distance, mountains appear grand, but step closer, and all you see is a pile of rocks and dirt. This is why the old saying goes, familiarity breeds disappointment. Beauty, happiness, fulfillment. These are not real. They are simply states of mind. They exist only at a distance. Even Rembrandt's greatest paintings, when closely examined, are nothing more than crude smears of old paint. Hope. The lifeline of existence humanity survives on hope. The moment we lose faith in the future, life ceases to have meaning. True happiness is not found in reaching the goal, but in the chase itself. Anticipation is always sweeter than possession. We yearn for more because that is how we are designed. People believe that opportunities lie somewhere else, not where they were born. And they are right. This is how nature propels us forward. Our mission is not to escape the struggle, but to triumph within it. The greatest miracle of all. Faith, we live in an age of miracles. If your world is filled with hardship and scarcity, it is only because you have yet to realize this truth. Your mind is a laboratory capable of generating the energy of faith. If history has taught us anything, it is this: the miracles of the future will far surpass those of the past. Humanity has not yet reached its full potential. True leaders are those who know how to believe. The future does not belong to the weak. Miracles are not confined to history. They are here, waiting for those who dare to embrace them. Science will unveil the miracles of the future. Research is already hinting at discoveries that will surpass everything humanity has ever known. A world in transformation reveals new possibilities for those who are ready to seize them. And these possibilities will belong to those who possess an unshakable faith in themselves.